Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, welcome to Papa Lim Physics Classroom. Okay, today I'm not sharing about any physics concept or any physics paper. Okay, the video is about a tool that I've been using for this year. What we know as ClassNote. Okay, ClassNote is like a integrated version or a better version for it's like OneNote for class for multiple users. Okay, for this video is from the student's perspective. Okay, so if you are a teacher in Singapore, if you want to see how ClassNote is being, how you can create your class notes, how can you add your students and use the basic function for ClassNote, I have another video for it from the teacher's point of view. Okay, I will leave the link on in my description below, bar below, so you can click on it. Okay, as of this video is from the student's perspective. Okay, so let's take a look at the ClassNote from the student's perspective. All right. Okay. Now, same as teachers. Okay, for students, if you are looking at using ClassNote for the first time, the easiest one is just go to Google, just search for M365, Microsoft 365. Okay, all students in Singapore, you actually have you will come to this landing page. Okay, same thing. Sign in with your student's icon email, and you will be able to access M365 straight away. Okay, so logging in, I think is as per normal to your PDLP with your laptop, your school laptop. Okay, account and password exactly the same. Once you log in, you will come to this landing page, M365. Okay, then what you do is you click. For me, is I usually click on the home button, the nine dot here. Then after I will access OneNote. So once you click on OneNote, okay, you will find that the respective you want to look at which class note is shared to you by your subject teachers. Okay, click on class notebook. Okay, you click on class notebook, the notebook that is shared to you, okay, will be available here. Okay, from the previous video, the class note from teacher's point of view, I actually created this demo class. So now and that particular teacher has added me, okay, as a student, okay, into his class note. So as a student, I will find that particular class here. So to access it, I just click on class note, okay, and I will be able to access the class note here. Okay, so this is a class note that teachers have added me. Okay, same as I mentioned before in the teacher's version. Okay, once you add it, okay, the students will have a shared space. For example, collaborations, content library, and the student name, which is my name. This is my file, my own folder. Okay, so from the student point of view, okay, for starter, I would say that it's important to just go and take a look at one the introductions, the introduction for each section, so that you know what is going on. Okay, so for completeness sake, okay, I will just run through the section here. So as a students, you need to know that collaboration space, okay, collaboration space, there is a write-up on it, which is very detailed, which is quite good. Okay, collaboration space is the area whereby your teachers actually will put worksheets or some of the what you call group assignments or collaboration assignment for you and your classmate to do. In this section, collaboration space, anything in the collaboration space, you and your peers can actually access, write, and delete here. Same rights as the students. Okay, so under collaboration section, which is this space here, maybe could the first worksheet, second worksheet. Here we look at the pages. The pages here, I would say just loosely term it as worksheets. Okay, so collaboration one is the teachers has created some worksheets. So maybe he or she need me to do certain things like erase or add a few things. So as a student, I can actually erase or edit the worksheet in the collaboration sections. Okay, same thing for students. It would be better if you do use ClassNote or OneNote, it's always easier to use a stylus. Okay, it's really quite difficult to write with your hand and then mouse. Okay, so use a stylus. So stylus to write, okay, go to draw. Okay, usually if you have a stylus, it's auto detect one. So once you have a stylus, you write, yeah, it will detect. Okay, if it doesn't detect, okay, so when you reach draw, okay, you choose the for the pencil button to write, same as most of the Android or software, the apps version. Okay, then you can choose the color. Okay, yeah, okay. I like green, I can take green. Blue, you can take blue. Okay, then what happens if you want the line to be thicker, you can choose here, thick font, a thick line here. So, okay, you want a highlighter, you can highlight. Okay, same thing. If I want to erase, I can choose the eraser and erase the font. Remember the word below here is written by the teachers. Okay, remember under collaboration section, the students and teachers has equal rights. Okay, they can write, delete, insert, highlight everything. So I literally can erase, okay, what other people have, my teachers have read. Maybe I want to write something, correct answer. So under the correct answer, maybe here I'll write, hello student is here. Okay, so you see I have equal, right? So the teachers will be able to see. Okay, so your peer, okay, maybe he or she will be using another ink. Okay, you say hello again. Okay, so all the students actually can write here. Okay, so collaboration is everybody can write lah. For tools, okay, normally for students, usually for my physics classroom, we usually just use highlighter writings, okay, and we use ruler quite often, so click on the ruler. Okay, so for students, just take note, okay, for ruler, you need to use 2 fingers, okay, just to rotate this. It works like quite intuitive, okay, like most of the games that you see, you need 2 fingers to rotate, okay, to draw the line, okay, draw the line, okay, to draw the line here. Okay, so if you don't want, okay, you will just click the ruler, it will disappear. Okay, then after that, you can actually erase it. Okay, same as like I think most of the writing apps. Okay, under content library, students, okay, you have to take note for students, content library, right, belong to a section whereby you cannot, okay, you cannot write one. Okay, there's no writing. Okay, see it's gray out already. So sometime under the top right hand corner, you see this. Hey, you see this view. Okay, here say read section only. Okay, so you can't toggle. If you can toggle, right, is view and edit lah. Basically, it's just like it will be the same as most of Android function. So this is only read section. So for content library is the teachers has the right to write, draw everything, but for students, your access here is only limited to read only. Right, so usually I tell my students I will leave the important summaries or maybe mnemonics or like maybe some of the keywords here, so for students to refer, so that within the 2 years course of their like upper sec physics, okay, they can actually have a series of worksheets, okay, all the worksheets for the sec 3 and sec 4s, okay, all the past year papers, all the additional mistakes they make, common mistakes, I can actually park here so that the students have access to it for 2 years, anytime, any day. Okay. So as a student, if my teachers has homework for me, okay, so I have to check one by one. I will check, okay, to make sure I know which are the homework. Usually the student, for my case, I will actually tell the students where I put the homework, okay, so that it's easier for students to locate. So in this case, okay, for summary here, students, you have this section here, so you can access ClassNote homework and mind map and summary is yours, your own. You can actually use you can use it for your case to make short notes. Okay, sometimes if let's say I always remind myself, if you're urgent, you need some place to write, you can come to my physics ClassNote. Under your summary here, you can create your own section. Let's say you want to create your own section, say ad hoc. Okay, you can just create ad hoc. So this belongs to you. Okay, anything belong here, of course, you can write. Okay, you can write and erase anytime. But just do take note, okay, for students, okay, this section DMA, your friend cannot see. So whatever homework, all these things is yours only, you cannot share with your friends. But do take note, although this section is accessible to you, not to your peers, not to your classmates, the teachers has access to it. So your teachers can just see and mark your homework here. So remember, don't write any weird stuff. Okay, so let's say for ad hoc, so let's say I want to write, okay, so I want to write, okay, so I want to make sure I write something here. Okay, I want to write. Okay, so I use the pen, use the highlighter. Okay, so let's say once I've written my notes finished. Okay, so let's say I write here, physics. Okay, rocks. Okay, so I done. Okay, so I don't want to do any editing. I want to lock it so that in case I accidentally delete. So I go to the top right hand corner here. Okay, instead of editing, I will choose view. So once I view, okay, I will not be able to delete. See, all the eraser button are gone. Okay, I will not be able to erase it. So in case I accidentally deleted it. Okay, but of course, in the future, if you want to edit it, no worry. Come to the top right hand corner here. Under view, you click edit again. You can edit again. Okay, you can edit. Okay, so no difference. Okay, so now let's look at the homework. So let's say I have a homework here. I've done it. Okay, and my teachers actually have marked it. Oh, okay, my teacher marked it, and I think. And this, of course, usually I tell students, hey, there's no point hiding any mistakes. So don't go and erase and do the delete the answer or anything. So because why? Every mistake you make here is a good learning point. Okay, because end of the day, you make as much mistakes now, so you can learn from the mistakes. So here, let's say you want to do corrections, same as like normal pen and paper, you can use a different color. Okay, so I can do a different color, green color. I do my correction here. Okay, so I can label 2, 4, 6 like that. So I can do my correction. If it's hard to see, okay, you can zoom in. Same thing as normal iPhone or Android. You can just use 2 fingers and drag it, expand it, okay, or to pinch it, like we call it. Okay, so I want to right? 2, 4, 6, 8 or something like that. Okay, so if I did a wrong mistake, I can erase again. But remember, see, take a look. So because of this, right? Because this page belong to you. So when you erase, you might accidentally erase the teacher marking. Okay, so you have to be careful about it. So Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, okay, to get back the thing. So you take note of your writing, okay? So just take notes. Okay, so same thing, you can do your corrections. Okay, so if like teacher mark wrongly, you can tell teacher mark wrongly. Okay, then you just let your teacher know, or when the teacher review it, he or she can actually see it. Okay, can remark the particular worksheet. Okay, so if you have other worksheets, other mind map, okay, so you have other mind map you want to create, same thing under edit is editing. Okay, so you can draw your mind map. Okay, let's say I do under heating. So there is different type of heating. Okay, so maybe I can have I can have heat transfer from A to B. Okay, so I have conduction. So I can do the mind map here. So I can do convection. Okay, so I can do radiation. So I can have my mind map. Okay, so now let's say if I find that radiation, I don't have enough space. So what I do is it's just like normal Word document. I can highlight everything. Okay, I can just highlight everything. Okay, in this case, then I can push it down. Okay, I can make it smaller, make it come down. Or if I want, I can just highlight this area, shift it up a bit. Oh, sorry. So maybe I want like shift it up, shift it to the right. I want to change the color. I want red color. I can do that also, no problems. Okay, so if I want this particular, sorry. Okay, so if I want, I can select the A button here to select the thing. Okay, so I can select. Yeah, maybe bigger, or sometimes I want it, I want to change another color again, no problems. Okay, so if it's ugly, you want to rewrite, you can use eraser, erase them again. Okay, so these are some of the tools that I always use for OneNote as a student. Okay, so students, you can actually use this platform to actually do your writings, your notes, okay, your worksheets. Okay, sometimes we have like let's say we have you want to insert document. So let's say I want to insert document for myself for revision. So same thing. Okay, under insert, okay, under ClassNote, I can insert the section here. So let's say I insert. Okay. So under here, I can insert certain documents. Okay, so I can insert certain files. Same as before, you can insert, but you can only insert PDF file. Okay, so it's no need. Okay, so you can insert PDF file. So let's say I insert PDF file. Documents here. Now, one of the things I learned about writing using OneNote is sometimes, right? Let's say example, I highlighted certain things. I highlight here. I circle these are important facts. Okay, these are important facts. Okay, but then when I accidentally use my mouse, I click on the document itself. I shifted the document, and when I shifted the document behind, all the highlighting, all the notes I made actually is misaligned. So whatever effort I make just now to make notes, highlighted all the notes, are actually wasted. Okay, so sometimes we can do Control Z undo. Okay, it does help, but sometimes it doesn't really help much. So to prevent this type of incident from happening, normally I will tell students that before you write, okay, whenever I insert any documents, have the habit of like Control A, select all the document here. Okay, select all the document. Okay. Then after that, on the document itself, right click on the document, you set as background, set the picture as background, so that you lock the picture as a background picture, so that you will not have the problem like what I shown just now. You shift the picture and all the highlighted pictures are disappear. So for example, in this case, I set it as background. Remember, I select, okay, set as background. So what I do now is I highlight and draw. See, I highlight and draw. I highlight all this. Okay, but when I click on the text document, the picture here, I cannot drag the picture already. Okay, so the picture is like locked in place like a background picture. Okay, so it is locked in place already. So I will not have like I don't need to worry. Hey, what happens if I shift my background and all the highlighted things are misaligned and I just wasted my time. Okay, so remember, you set it as background. Okay, so you lock it in place to prevent the picture from shifting. Okay, I find this thing quite often, but especially when you have like you inserted like 4 or 5 pages of notes, and because of one page is misaligned, everything, all the highlighted things are like messed up already. So to prevent this, remember, always have the habit to right click, set it as background. If you don't want this page, you want it to appear as a picture so you can delete it. Same thing, right click, okay, click on set as picture as background to undo it. It becomes a picture here. So once it becomes a picture, you can actually delete the picture. Okay, so you can insert a new picture or replace it. Okay, so set as background is one of the functions that I learned like throughout the months of using of OneNote. Is quite often quite useful, because sometimes literally I just accidentally shifted 2 or 3 pages and all the highlighted notes are misaligned already. So remember, use this function often. Okay, whenever I insert any document, first thing I do is I set it as background to prevent it from moving. Okay, so all in all, nothing much. Okay, as a students, I find that these are the common factors. These are the common tools that I will use very often. Okay, if you have, if as a student, if you use it long enough and you have other functions that I failed to mention, okay, do feel free to leave a comment in my description below, okay, so that I will get to know about it and I actually can share with my classmates, with my students also. Because these small things that you learn across the usage are actually good pointers for new students who are learning how to use ClassNote. It can actually lessen or shorten their learning curve. Okay, make their learning curve easy, have an easier pace of using ClassNote, so that they actually use ClassNote more often. Okay, because more often you'll find that ClassNote is actually, this type of learning platform is actually getting more and more common. Okay, not just in schools, sometimes in polys or even in work environments, you're actually using things like writing and doing your questions on the digital platform, on iPad or even Android, Galaxy Pad, all these things, rather than the traditional pen and paper. So being exposed or being aware of these type of platforms on how to use even the common techniques like setting it as background, okay, the pinching, zooming in, zooming out is actually important tools that you use. So use these few years in secondary school to using this type of platform as a good learning point. Not just to secondary school shouldn't be just a place whereby you learn knowledge, content, topics of physics, chemistry. It should be involved. It should be more than that. Okay, it should be more than that. Okay. So your education should be more than just learning, completing tutorials or this. Okay, last but not least, okay, this is where I end off. And last but not least, okay, remember to subscribe, share, okay, and like my channel. Okay, if you have anything, okay, just let me know. Okay, bye bye.